Hello everyone, this is Joanna, and this evening before I turn in to go to sleep for work tomorrow, I thought I'd share with you what I'm up to. This is the nail look that I'm going to show you. It's not completely finished. I just got top coat on this for it to dry, but I thought I would share with my nail stamping friends out there who may be curious about nail stamping or who just may be beginning what to do and how to achieve a look like this. Now, the plate that I'm using is an older plate. It's one of the first plates I got started with. You heard me talk about this probably during some of my last videos. This is the Cote M78 plate. This is one of my favorite images right here. I actually got this plate for this image down here, and turns out it's the least one that I use. I use these butterflies and these following three a whole lot. Now, this plate was one of the first few. It was either this or Bundle Monster, and then other brands came along. And the only thing about these plates were if you had long nails or wide nails, they weren't big enough. There were people on here that knew how to do stamping tutorials where they could break up the image and double stamp it and make it fit and things like that, as opposed to the newer plates that are out now that look like this, where the image is bigger than the nail, and a plate like this where you have like a buffet style or just more of the image. So, but I really do like this plate, and I really do wish that Cote would make larger images the way that Bundle Monster did. I would love to have a plate in this size right here. Now, I had been using this stamper right here. I was going to use it today, but I decided not to because, as you can see, my thumbs are already done. And the problem is trying to stretch the image, which I'm not good at doing that. I don't like to take the stamper out and hold it that certain way because sometimes it pops out of my hand or anything like that can happen. Not that that's a bad technique. If you're very good with that, it's a wonderful technique. But this is a stamper that came with my CC and Sissy plates. It's sticky and it's stretchy. I like this stamper because if you don't press too hard, but just hard enough, you can stretch the image all the way across. Now, when I did my thumbs and even this finger, I did have to try to stamp a little bit more to add. So I'm going to demonstrate how I do that here. So what I'm going to do, we're going to jump into this, and I'm just going to show you how I got this look. Now, as you can see, this is something that I do a lot. I mentioned it even years ago. I will take a polished color and sponge other colors on top. You don't need an expensive sponge. This is one of the sponges that I got in the last haul that I did, I think from the Hee Plate Company. But you can also use those regular triangular sponges that we used to use for makeup before brushes became popular. Those little ones that you get either latex or latex free at Target for like $1.99, $2.49 a pack. Those cosmetic wedges work great. In fact, it is like one of these. That's all you need. The white polish that I'm going to do the smattering on top is a Rica stamping polish. You don't have to have this. I use whatever white is on hand. This is the only one I use that is a stamping polish. For the most part, I will grab my Sinful Colors white, my China Glaze white, and for the most part, the best one that I've used is one of those little stripers. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do. This is very simple. And it can change the look of your polish. There's a few things that you can do. As you see, I just smattered a little bit there. I've done these two nails right here. And all that I do is I just dot, just anywhere, just dot like that, nothing special. And then I just sort of hit the nail. Now, you don't want to press down. If you want a bigger smattering of dots, you do. Like that. But generally, it's just random. I just hit down. And for my friend out there that mentioned the latex, looky, I got some on. I'm so used to not wearing it. And I will say this, if it doesn't happen yet, it happens all the time to me where this gets stuck, because you saw what I just did. Okay, now, after I do this, since I want to stamp, I'm going to use my mirror coat. And all that I'm going to do is put a coat of this on top. Okay, now what that does, because I don't let the spots dry, it kind of fades them a little bit, but that's what you want. You want those spots to kind of meld into that polish. And you can do this with any color combination of polishes. This was just something I like to do. You've seen me do this look most when I use my lavender purple polish. And I use a purple stamping polish. But see how that melds that? Now, if you don't want that to happen, you want your spots to stay like they were, which is the difference here. I let that dry a little bit instead of going over it right now. But this doesn't matter because we're going to be covering that up with stamping. So I'm going to pause a little bit, let this dry, and then we're going to come back. We're going to get into the stamping, and I'm going to go ahead and take this one off and go ahead and put top coat on there since it's done. So really quickly while this is drying, just to recap what I use in case anyone wants to know, I'm still using this base coat that I don't like a lot since this look will be coming off after tomorrow anyway. The nail polish that this is a Milani polish. I got this a couple summers ago. I believe it is called Showy Sea Green 01. And there are some Sally Hansen polishes this color. I can't think off my hand one of them, but any green, seafoam green of that type. The liquid latex that I seem to be using the most is this Glisten and Glow one. Now these smell good. When you order these off the Glisten and Glow site, I believe you can choose what scent you want it in. And I think I chose that Swedish one. Not Swedish, but sweet-ish. The one that smells like pink sugar. It might have been called pink sugar. But these are pleasant. The only thing is that if they catch, they roll up. But I do still like it. And it seems to be the one that I use the most when I use one. Again, this stamper came out of the CC and Sissy plates. My stamping polish is a white Rica. And it's dried up to the point where I can't really stamp with it. I never really liked this white. I love their black. But I still seem to love the white Conad. I have been using my, Lord have mercy, what is this? I have been using my Mundo de Unis white more, and the Bones color. The Bones color is an off-white. I'm using this Mira coat to dry this, and then we will be topping this off with seche vite. But I have since, I still love seche vite, but I like the HK Girl even better. I love their base and top coat. I tend to order sets, and then I'll order a couple of top coats just separately. But I'm planning on ordering some more, a couple of sets, and then maybe some separate ones, because I go through the top coat faster than the base coat. And that is the one thing in nail stamping. When you start nail stamping, you can do this one image all the time over different color variations. If you've already got polish and you've already got a black polish and you've already got a plate, try it out. I like the the Conad scraper. It is plastic. These are $2.50, but you see people use credit cards. That's why stamping cards became so popular. People were using credit cards, old cards that you have at home, a gift card, anything with a straight edge. So if you've got a plate now and you've got a stamper, you can probably just start nail stamping and practicing from what you have. It's not hard. It's easy. It's just like when we were kids and we stamped on paper. Some people have trouble with it. Some people don't. I took right to it, which was odd because I was scared. So it's all about how you approach it. It's just like when we start wearing makeup for the first time. Some people can put it right on and do the right thing, and some people need practice. So again, we're going to pause up, let this dry, and when I come back, we'll start. Now, I will say this kind of stamper was helpful because it was nail shaped, especially when I was doing this design in the purple, because I could align it just right. But this is not as flexible as this stamper right here. And I do keep this out. For every CC and Sissy set that I've ordered, except for the one I've given away, I've gotten one of these. So let's see here. We're going to go ahead and stamp over this and see how this goes. The first thing we want to do is we want to get our cotton round, and it works better to have a cotton round than cotton, but if you're really careful and real adept, or you're someone that has a cotton claw, that's all right. And you want to use this acetone. You will use this each time after each stamping, almost, depending. Now, I will say this, as you know, I've got a lot of clear stampers. I haven't used them yet. You don't want to take acetone to those. It's a straight acetone. You do not want to use anything but acetone on your plates, because regular nail polish remover, non-acetone nail polish remover has moisturizers in it and possibly oils. Straight acetone dries and evaporates the minute that you wipe your stamper and your plate with it. That is what you want to use to stamp with when it comes to your plate and your stamper. Acetone all the way. Alright, so I've done a test stamping just to be sure that this is dry enough for me to demo this. Now here we go. I'm going to try to put this right here for you. You're going to put your polish on the plate. You're going to scrape at an angle. Now, this is something that you just do on your own. It can't really be taught. You scrape whatever works for you. You're going to sit that down. You're going to pick it up. You're going to decide which way you want it to go. And I've been wanting my hearts at the bottom. And we are going to put this up here. And see, like right there, I went over a little bit too far. And this is where I said I've been adding. It wasn't because the stamper wasn't wide enough. It was because I wanted you to see what I was doing. So because I don't want that space in there, all I'm going to do is take this and just try to put some of this circle right at that edge. That's all I want to do, just so it's not blank. Now, in this next one, I'm going to try to be more careful. And this is where you're going to see me try to stretch the image to fit this finger right here. And I've got that little piece hanging off of there that's driving me crazy. Okay. Now I'm going to get my image. Now this is where I'm going to try to line it up, okay? I'm going to try to get it right at the edge. I'm going to press down, but not too hard, but at the same time, I'm going to be trying to make sure that that covers. And it did from side to side. And see how that white under there gives it character? And like I said, it could be any color. You can take any polish that you have, do a little smattering of white, and then stamp in a darker contrasting color. This was my alternative method to making the decals because I still want to do that. I just didn't have time. And this is something that's quick. As you can see, the only thing we're waiting for with this stamping is for it to dry. And that's it. Now we're going to do the same thing here, but I don't really have to stretch this because the only finger that I need to worry about is that middle one and my thumb, which I put this the different way. Now what I love about this plate, one of the things that I do with it, I position this either in this direction or like in the direction it is now. When my nails are shorter, I like to have this portion of the image right here at the bottom of my nail, and then when they grow out, I flip it around. But I just love this look. I've mostly done this in purple. I've done it over my turquoise. If you've seen me use a color by Zoya called Robin, this is the look that I've had on in one of my videos. Now, all we're going to do now is I'm going to take this off of here. And before I clean my hands up, I'm going to put my top coat on. Okay. And see, this black is messy, even with all that and my paper here. So all we're going to do now is I'm going to put on a generous amount of top coat. You want to just glide it over. And the reason I like this one, some top coats will fade your image. Like a lot of my OPI top coats will fade my image. And like this mirror coat. So what I like to do is, a lot of people use seche vite to dry their polish. They stamp on it. I've been liking the mirror coat this week since I mentioned it because it saves my seche vite from the double application. And I've already done this one. So all that's going to occur after this is I'm going to try to clean that up and wash my hands a little bit. So I'm going to try to clean this up with a brush. I'm still working with this. Some people can clean up really, really good. I'm afraid that I will smudge my polish, but it helps a little bit. Whatever I miss doing this, by the time I wash dishes and get done, like just washing your hands and applying lotion, it takes care of everything. And this is Zoya polish that I was using. I have a big bottle. I think I hauled a couple years ago. Buy 4, get 4. And I've still got like 3 or 4 of those. So that is it. And this is what you got. Very simple look. Only takes the amount of time it takes the polish to dry. When I do this look at my different jobs, people have wanted to know where I went to, you know, how they did it. And when I tell them it's me and nail stamping, they want to know how long it is. Some people think my nails are false. They are not. You guys know here that they are not. You know my trials and tribulations with my peeling and everything. But this is a nice look. Now that I'm used to doing this, I don't really rave over it like I used to, but it is a nice look. It's something you can do. You can do it to a friend. And the one thing I love about nail stamping is it goes across the board. I said that before. Your mom, your granddaughter, your niece, cousins. Teenagers can have a little birthday party, a little nail stamping party. Adults can have a little get together where your friends are doing your nails. This isn't just for adults or children. It goes across the board. It makes a nice Christmas gift. A lot of my friends, when they met me and learned of nail stamping, who couldn't decide what to get for their teenage and preteen nieces and granddaughters, bought them nail stamping sets. So it's definitely something to look into. And even if all you've got is one plate, you can do many things because most of us as women have a nice amount of polish anyway. And any black that you have, you can test it out on your plate to see if it's opaque. So this is it. Until the next time, everyone have a great evening. And I really hope this helps somebody because watching demos like this and looking at different things definitely helped me. So again, until the next time, everyone have a great evening and good night.